Now on 767 News, candidates contesting 2014 general elections officially nominated. Dominica benefits from 3-day workshop focused on regulating utilities in a changing environment. And Prime Minister Skerrit endorses new DLP candidate for Marigot constituency. In sports, Table Tennis Association to host umpiring and referee courses. Welcome everyone, I'm Alicia George and you're watching 767 News. Stay with us for the latest developments coming up right after the break.
Sunburst and High Five juices are bursting with flavor and happiness. Each can gushes with the flavor of the great taste, pure orange juice, and the fruity flavors of the guava passion, pineapple, and cherry berry drink. And each drink delivers the happiness of a great price. Available in the convenient, easy open cans so that you can just pop the can and drink up. Quench your thirst with a full line of pure juices and fruit drinks. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, or just when you need a refreshing drink to keep you going, High Five and Sunburst juices and fruit drinks are a great choice. And because they are available from Asafans, you know they'll be priced right. Asafans, right place, right price.
It's back and even sweeter. Get pre-Black Friday deals this Friday, November 21st, only at all Courts branches. Get kettles from $69, the TCL 48-inch FHD Smart LED TV for only $3,099, the Naples 3-piece coffee table set for $399, Queen bed frames from $799, and loads more great deals in store, all on credit purchases 24 months and over, plus pay nothing until February 2015. But you've got to hurry, because these pre-Black Friday deals won't last very long with limited stock. Hurry! Courts pre-Black Friday deals, Friday, November 21st only.
Say hello to the Digicel DL700, our newest best value Android smartphone with a 4-inch display, front-facing camera, and a 5-megapixel rear camera. It's perfect for snapping and sharing. Plus, it's super fast, so you can play more, do more, and listen more. And choose to download from over 1 million apps in the Google Play Store. The Digicel DL700, the latest edition in the Digicel Android smartphone range. Make the smart choice. Digicel.
Welcome back. First up this news time. Today, November 19th, nomination day in Dominica. 42 candidates from 2 political parties placed their names on nomination documents, signaling their intent to be selected to the House of Parliament following the December 8 general elections. The 2 parties contesting the elections are the ruling Dominica Labour Party, DLP, and the United Workers' Party, UWP, Team Dominica. As prescribed by law, each of the 42 candidates deposited $500 to the returning office in the constituency for which they are vying. Each contender was to have a proposer present, as well as 6 other electors also registered in the constituency. Both the DLP and the UWP fielded a full slate of candidates. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit on November 5th announced the dates for today's nomination day and the polling day after weeks of anxious anticipation as to when Dominicans would be required to choose a new government. Campaigning for the poll, which had already been started some months earlier, has subsequently intensified, with both parties holding mass political meetings in constituencies across the country. For today's process at various centers across the island, there were a number of nominations which pit some newcomers to the poll against each other. The electors list, which will be used for general elections scheduled for December 8, 2014, shall constitute the names of registered electors of the preliminary list, numbering 69,589 persons, and the above-mentioned supplementary list. The electors list of persons eligible to vote in the elections therefore totals 72,484. And Dominica is hoping to benefit from a 3-day workshop which focuses on regulating utilities in a changing environment. On Wednesday, the Independent Regulatory Commission, IRC, hosted the 12th Annual Organization of Caribbean Utility Regulators, or CUR, conference at the Fort Young Hotel, inviting utility regulation practitioners in OCUR's 12 member states and affiliates. Nicole Christian Dura, Public and Consumer Relations Officer at IRC, told 767 News that this is the first time that an ACOR workshop is being hosted in Dominica.
What we have is a conference under the theme Regulating Utilities in a Changing Environment. Now we have presenters from all of these Caribbean countries giving us a presentation which is related to the topic. So we have regulators of water, telecoms, electricity, and they're all here, and that's basically what's going to be taking place. They have different topics and they're going to present on that. Some of them it's the first time that maybe something new is happening in their region. They're telling us of their experience. There might be a new law, or there might be a new practice that has been taken. So they're throwing the experience so the other regulators can learn from it.
Dira said Dominica is the first among OECS members to focus on electricity regulation, putting the country in a position to impart knowledge of its experience to other OECS members. During their visit, the practitioners will be given the opportunity to explore the island with several scheduled activities, including a trip to the geothermal site. Alexis George, project officer for the Geothermal Project Management Unit, said a visit to the site will impress upon the practitioners just how challenging it is to pursue geothermal energy and just how important it is.
They will be visiting on Friday afternoon at about 2:30 p.m. We'll be taking them to our first site in Loda, where we have the production well. We still have the drilling equipment on site, so they get an appreciation as to what it takes to actually drill a well, all the equipment that is required, and even as going up to the site in terms of the road. Here in Dominica, our terrain is not the easiest, so they'll have to understand what it takes to actually get a program like this going and the difficulties and challenges that we can face.
And in more stories, locally owned Hummingbird Airlines will soon introduce new flights to its itinerary. This is according to the airline's managing director, Sam Raphael, in an interview with 767 News, who stated official flights for the new airline began in July of this year.
And we've had some great feedback from the public. We operate into the U.S. Virgin Islands, both St. Croix and St. Thomas on those days, and we move mostly passengers, but also cargo, and if coming out of Dominica, some produce to those islands. And we bring in passengers and a lot of packages from persons in the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix and St. Thomas in the Dominica. So the first month and a half of operation has been very successful, and we're looking forward towards increasing the flights, especially to St. Thomas, between St. Thomas and Dominica. Incidentally, some of our passengers informed us that they could make a JetBlue connection from St. Thomas on to New York and have a same-day connection going and coming with Hummingbird Air. So it's providing a good, viable option.
He said the company currently operates with one aircraft. However, plans are underway to expand operations with the addition of 2 more aircrafts, which will aid in the new flight schedule to other destinations.
We've been working on pilot training. We have experienced pilots, but they have to go through a rigorous FAA-approved retraining process. And so over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be putting some of these pilots online. And so it's a very exciting time for Hummingbird Air. We expect to be going at full throttle in time for the holiday, the winter season, to provide additional airlift to some islands, between islands, for visitors and residents alike.
Hummingbird Airlines currently service flights from the Canefield Airport on Sundays and Thursdays. And a DLP candidate for the Marigot constituency in the upcoming general elections, Dr. Martin Christmas, has put together a comprehensive 5-year development plan for the development of the constituency of Marigot. Dr. Christmas referred to some of those plans when he addressed a DLP rally in Marigot on Tuesday night.
In the area of agriculture, we will see rehabilitation of several important feeder roads such as the Cayambook, Foxhall Road and the Craig Road. We will revive the vanilla industry. People of Marigot, you know that there is money in vanilla, not ginger, which they will keep to themselves and not tell you. Real cash crops. We will promote animal husbandry and poultry farming with viable and sustainable markets. I will tell you, right here in the fisheries complex, they have been asking for our vision. Listen well. In the area of fisheries, which they have failed to elaborate in their so-called bogus budget, We will bring you a rehabilitation of the Marigot Fisheries Complex, along with important facilities such as the ice flaking machine, an engine repair department, and the rehabilitation of the on-site boat building facility.
Dr. Christmas said his development plans will also focus heavily on the enhancement of village roads and full access to potable water across the constituency.
In the area of communications and works, there will be rehabilitation of roads such as the Overgutter Road, the Fine Grass Road, the Valley Road, the Dam Backstreet Road. We will guarantee access to electricity and potable pipe-borne water in all areas of the constituency. For the area of ports such as this one, which is already a port of entry, we will advocate for full functionality of this complex as a port of entry. This I make as a promise to you. There will be inclusion of innovative private services within the existing airport facility. And have you read our manifesto? We are also offering an international airport right here at Compton Point, very close to Marigot. Can you imagine the kind of development that this will bring to you?
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, in addressing the constituents of Marigot, said no longer will the people of that community say that they have not been presented with serious candidates. He told the crowd of DLP supporters that this time around he has brought forward a representative who is cabinet material, promising to assign Dr. Christmas a full ministry in cabinet if he is elected to Parliament come December 8th, 2014.
You said in the past that we did not send you serious candidates to Marigot. You said you could not vote for candidates in the past. In your opinion, they were not right. You said that meant they were not likely to get cabinet position if elected. You cannot say now that Labour is not serious about Marigot. I am saying tonight that Dr. Christmas is cabinet material. And I go further as a political leader of the Dominican Labour Party and its likely candidate for the Prime Minister after December 8th, 2014 elections, to say to you, the voters of Marigot this evening, that if Dr. Christmas is elected on December 8th, I shall assign him in a full ministry in my cabinet come 2015.
Dr. Martin Christmas will contest United Workers' Party candidate Lennox Linton in the December 8th general elections. Was the deal for the international airport already commissioned before the death of former Prime Minister Rosie Douglas? More details when we return.
It's back and even sweeter. Get pre-Black Friday deals this Friday, November 21st, only at all Courts branches. Get kettles from $69. The TCL 48-inch FHD Smart LED TV for only $3,099. The Naples 3-piece coffee table set for $399. Queen bed frames from $799. And loads more great deals in store. All on credit purchases 24 months and over. Plus, pay nothing until February 2015. But you've got to hurry, because these pre-Black Friday deals won't last very long with limited stock. Hurry! Courts pre-Black Friday deals, Friday, November 21st only.
I know it is confusing out there with so many prices and so many stores, and you are trying to figure out how to do the maths on savings. Well, don't worry, we will do the maths for you. It is our business to deliver the best product at the best prices. So when you shop at Astafans, you don't need to do the maths. We have done it for you. And best of all, take the savings and use it to pay for something else, helping you save money. That's our business.
Ho, ho, ho! It's the ram that I want to pull up me belly. It's the ram that I want to bat in the batting.
Play Big 4 and win even more this Christmas. Spend $9 or more on Big 4 tickets and get a free letter. Spell ham, rum, or buy and win hams, single barrel rum, and shopping vouchers. Plus, non-winning promotional tickets gets a chance to win one of 4 supermarket shopping sprees valued at $1,000. The more tickets you buy, the more letters you get to win. Have a cheerful ham and rum Christmas from the Dominican National Lottery. Promotion starts November 10th to December 31st.
Thanks for staying with us. Tiani B. Hansen, son of the late Prime Minister of Dominica, Ruzi Douglas, says his father, prior to his untimely death, had signed a memorandum of understanding for the construction of a $300 million international airport in Dominica. In an interview with 767 News, B. Hansen said had his father not passed away, a snap election would have been called in January of 2001, where he would have replaced a number of government ministers who were disrespectful to him, including Ambrose George, Roosevelt Skerrit, and Vince Henderson. B. Hansen alleges Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit is presenting his father's life work as his own, which is an injustice.
And then to come now and name an airstrip that he felt was so obsolete that this was something he was going to do within the first cycle of his prime ministership. How dare you do something like that? So you have been lying, misrepresenting to the people of your so-called achievement when you are truly an empty individual, and because of your emptiness, all of those around you have ingratiated themselves with wealth that they cannot explain with any lawful means. That is an imposter.
B. Hansen says the current Dominica Labour Party is living off the hard work, blood, sweat and tears of his father, who had a great vision for the development of Dominica during his short-lived reign as Dominica's Prime Minister.
And that's the reason why they have masqueraded, despite having such majority in the House. They have struggled day to day, hour to hour, week by week, despite their so-called majority, because they know the power they have is not theirs. Their architect died mysteriously. The second apprentice died in very strange circumstances. Pierre was never sick until he became Prime Minister. He had no history of illness. And all of a sudden, the very plans that Rosie signed for with the Chinese, the exact amount of $300 million US, is exactly what was taken. But instead of spending it on the airport, as Rosie tried to put in place systems and mechanisms so that it doesn't disappear, it doesn't fall victim to fraudsters. They have taken that $300 million and they are spending on a number of projects, making it much harder to account for those resources.
He added that is one of the reasons why some of the government ministers have acquired wealth that cannot be explained. Ruzi Douglas was found dead in his house at Portsmouth on October 1st after only 8 months in the office in 2000. In other stories, parents are being advised to ensure they supervise their children, as this is essential in the positive upbringing of the youth. This call to action came from Assistant Superintendent of Police Claude Wicks during an interview with 767 News. He was responding to a statement which suggests that Dominica's youth seem to be going down a path of lawlessness.
Tell me which society that does not have difficulties. Every society, in one way or the other, has its difficulties. A family with 3 or 4, 5 children, there are difficulties in this family. Perhaps you may find 2 wonderful children, and you will find the other 3 are terrible, giving parents headache. So at the end of the day, we can take it from a larger perspective, on a larger scale, that Dominica is one big family. And as such, you will always find those who look forward to flaunt the law, to break the law, to behave badly, to behave erratically. I'm sick to feel that they can do what they want.
He said while all societies have problems, what is essential is the management of such issues and prevention when possible. The senior police officer said this management requires a multi-sectoral approach involving the police force, the schools, religious organizations, and the family.
So yes, all of those that I've just mentioned will assist in bringing up the child and ensuring that things go well, as it used to be traditionally before. But today, we're living in a new era, a new dispensation. And we see, like I said, people are no longer really truly supervising the youngsters as they're supposed to be supervised. We have people who are working, they come back late. Grandparents are exhausted, or the children or the youngsters have no respect for the grandparents. You see people flagrantly and blatantly disregard parental authority and other forms of authority. It means, therefore, we have to start from the home And yes, indeed, it will transcend to the other social agencies. And that, of course, involves the police.
He said police officers have a mandate of ensuring there is law and order in society. The police work in collaboration with the court system to hand down punishment on the perpetrators of crime. ASP Wakes noted when young persons are involved in criminal activity, it affects not only their family, but the country. He went on to say, notwithstanding the instances of crime on the island, Dominica can be regarded as peaceful. In more stories, a number of less fortunate mothers were on Tuesday presented with childcare packages, courtesy Melissa Skerritt, wife of Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt. She said, as a mother, she's aware of the challenges mothers face in caring for their children, which led her to donate basic care packages to mothers to ease their burden.
However, I felt that this was not enough. A number of mothers began pouring out their hearts during personal encounters on my home visits in the Rosa Central area. Others reached out to me over the phone, through Facebook, through the parliamentary representative, the Labor Youth Organization, but more had to be done. As a mother myself, my spirit was heavily burdened and my mind was not at rest. How could I assist? What can I do to alleviate the real-life challenges of these parents? How can I see a mother struggle when I am in the position to help? I then came up with the idea to develop care packages containing the basic necessities and childcare products that every parent would need to cater to the basic needs of their babies.
She said with the growing request of the mothers for support, she approached her husband and requested that he become a benefactor in the movement.
He immediately decided that the Dominica Labour Party needed to get involved and then expand it island-wide. The Labour Party has gone a step further and included a commitment in its manifesto to provide care packages to mothers. The generosity of the Labour Party, coupled with my passion for children, have made today's event possible. I am deeply grateful and want to personally thank Mr. Alvin Bernard for giving me an insight into the real life situations of our single parents.
Melissa Skerritt said what began as lending a hand to those in need has now evolved into an island-wide initiative as plans are to reach out to every child in need. The childcare packages are equipped with products such as baby safety kits, Pampers, baby bags, milk, wipes and bottles. And fans of Q95 Talent Search are being told to prepare for a bigger and better event this year. This from Kamisha Dominique, Sales and Marketing Executive at Q95 and Assistant QTS Coordinator. In an interview with 767 News, Dominique said this year's finalists show a lot of promise.
But what you'll find different this year is that we have the Calypso champ, Calypso King, is going to give us a very good performance, and you'll see him on stage. And the competition is going to be a knockout one. And when we say knockout, because all the singers, their voices are top, and they have worked with their trainer, so you can expect them to give you something on the international standard, because remember, none of them want to be knocked out of the competition.
14 individuals made it through to this year's QTS finals following 2 elimination events. When asked just how this competition has benefited its participants and Dominica, Dominique had this to say.
The event has laid a great impact on the Dominican populace in human resource as well, because what happens is the QTS participants, they go through a series of trainings with their voice tutor, and they learn how to keep time, because they have to be on time for their training, so it helps in their time management, it helps them in their discipline. And what you find is after these QTS participants move out of the competition, you will find that the jobs they are able to hold are one of a high caliber.
Some of the participants also move on to become Calypsonians and perform at the national Calypso competitions. The 5th Q95 talent search will be held at the Arawak House of Culture on November 22nd from 7 p.m. Tickets cost $20. The winner of this year's event will take home a chrome 14-karat gold trophy, $20,000 in cash and prizes, as well as bragging rights. The latest in sports news is coming up next with Larry, so stay tuned.
Ho, ho, ho! Is it rum that I want to pull up me belly? Is it rum that I want to bask in the party?
Play Big 4 and win even more this Christmas. Spend $9 or more on Big 4 tickets and get a free letter. Spell ham, rum, or buy and win hams, single barrel rum, and shopping vouchers. Plus, non-winning promotional tickets gets a chance to win one of 4 supermarket shopping sprees valued at $1,000. The more tickets you buy, the more letters you get to win. Have a cheerful ham and rum Christmas from the Dominican National Lottery. Promotion starts November 10th to December 31st.
Boom, Miss and I, it's my time to get on bad when I jam in at everybody. Come celebrate with me, but if you don't know me yet, don't worry, man, we go take a jam in a party. Yeah, put one hand in the air. 767 News.
I made a stupid mistake.
See where it's now landed me.
My baby's now behind bars.
Feels forgotten by society.
It's time for us to make a change. All of us make a change. Juvenile Justice Reform Project. All of us make a change.
Make a change.
Instead of incarceration, y'all, let's try diversion, reform, rehabilitation.
Our youth needs a second chance beyond bars.
A world that accepts them with open arms.
It's nice to know that you're here.
Just know that we care.
This time we'll do our part.
Let's all make a fresh start.
It's time for us to make a change.
All of us make a change. Juvenile Justice Reform Project. All of us make a change.
Make a change. The Juvenile Justice Reform Project. A new path to changing lives for good. Funded by USAID and the OECS Secretariat.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. We begin tonight's coverage with table tennis. The Dominica Table Tennis Association, DTTA, will host umpiring and refereeing courses from November 28th to December 4th, 2014 at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium in Roseau. The International Table Tennis Federation, ITTF, has identified Sylvia Garro from Costa Rica as the expert to facilitate the course. Marlon Dyer, players representative of the DTTA, said, "The executive has been working hard behind the scenes and is excited to be partnering with the ITTF, the Dominica Olympic Committee, DOC, the Sports Division, and the People's Republic of China to rebuild the sport of table tennis on the island." There are currently no umpires or referees from Dominica in the ITTF database, so they welcome the opportunity to host this course as it will open more doors for persons who have a love for the sport and to players as well. The umpiring course will be held on November 20th, 29th and December 1st, while the refereeing course is scheduled for December 2nd, 3rd and 4th from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. daily. Interested persons are asked to register at the DOC office by November 25, 2014. The DTTA also plans to host a street tournament in Roseau on December 13, 2014, and all table tennis players are invited to also register at the DOC office. In cricket, the West Indies Cricket Board on Tuesday confirmed that 14 of the 15 players offered match tour contracts for the upcoming Test Tour of South Africa have signed and returned their contracts. Darren Bravo wrote to the chairman of selectors, Clive Lloyd, and requested not to be considered for the Test series due to personal reasons. A replacement player will be subsequently named. The WICB extends its best wishes to Bravo as he seeks to address his personal matters and look forward to his return to the game. The players were required to respond to the WICB by 5 p.m. on Tuesday. And that's it for tonight's sportscast. Join us again tomorrow.
And that was Larry with the latest in sports. That's all the time we have for now. Drop us an email at media@767news.tm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I'm Alicia George. Thanks for watching.